If you're looking for an awesome car, classic or used, we've got an expert here to talk about it. This is going to be a great show. Welcome everyone to the Your Little Castle Show. Yours truly, Carter Rethwish, aka the Cardinal Cowboy. We get to talk to experts that will blow your mind. This one today, if you're into cars, how many people are into cars?
I know I am.
A few people, I know, yeah. I mean, I've still got my 89 Toyota Classic Super, non-turbo. So is it a turbo? It's a non-turbo. But it's a nice car. I kept it over the years. And I've just been, it's worth more now than it would have been 15 years ago.
Oh, for sure.
There we go. See?
Absolutely.
Worth keeping that thing.
Nostalgia.
And it's just the target top and all the fun stuff. But you've got every type of all classic styles. You want it, Corvettes, Broncos, Cadillac, you name it.
Absolutely.
And you can find it for people too.
Absolutely. Yeah, we kind of run the gamut on that. Absolutely.
Well, welcome to the studio, Brendan Chambers. He's the owner and founder, the Daily Driver Classic Motors. And you've been doing this for 14 years now. Is that right?
Yeah, 14 years in the industry. Started with a couple of the bigger classic car outfits in town and never gotten away from it. Here just about 2 years ago, my wife Courtney and I were able to partner up and make this a reality, and here we are, the Daily Driver.
I like the Daily Driver because, yeah, that's what we're trying to find, a car that just fits our needs. And now you've got the classics. You've got the used,
right,
which save you a lot of money. I've bought used cars over and over and over again. Recently, I got a new Tesla. It was hard to beat, 0.9%.
Sure.
But not everybody qualifies for that.
Sure.
And but yeah, I was always saving a lot of money buying a car that was just 2 years old.
Absolutely.
If you can get a car that's old and a classic, that's kind of neat too. Tell me about this.
Right. So that's where we kind of blur the line. A lot of our used cars you might consider to be a classic, and I certainly do on a lot of them. So kind of a lot of our bread and butter vehicles might be made in the 1980s, 90s, maybe the early 2000s. So these are a couple decades old, but maybe we find them with either really low mileage or just extremely well maintained, a condition that makes it something desirable and a little more interesting piece of transportation.
Yeah, well, these days, I mean, just, gosh, it's such a tricky market out there to figure out because two cars can be virtually the same, but sure, you'll be the expert to say, well, this one needs this kind of work done and, mileage
sure,
and all. Do you get into the, do you have a kind of certification process? How do you test cars out?
Right.
Before you buy them and then
yeah, so we've got a pretty great reconditioning process. So anything we sell is going to be a turnkey, safety and emissions inspected, legal for the road car. We've got our own qualifications for that. And then we do in-house all of our own cosmetic reconditioning. And that's where we really kind of flex our muscle with our staff. Excellent detailer, really kind of make these things shine like new. And it's pretty cool to see. Maybe an older car just needs a little bit of love and can turn it into something usable for many more years.
Yeah, I mean, how often is it we just, like I was saying, you drive a new car off the lot, and I bought a new Tesla, everybody. People probably aren't surprised by that because I'm the nerd, and it does drive for you. It does all kinds of cool stuff. But I can tell you right now, and first, this is funny, I let it do all the driving for me, and then there's one time I could tell, like, it takes its time to make sure everything's clear, and I could see it was clear. I say, it's going to wait till all these cars come. I'm going to take control. And you can just press the gas and go. And I zipped over and got in there, turned into the Walgreens parking lot, and I hear, I grinded my right wheel just a little bit against the curb, and it's a nice little cut on the edge of the new wheel that I got right there. Depreciated $200 easy, probably a lot more. And this is just a little wear and tear. That what do you take by buying a new car? $10,000 off, 25% of it off the first year.
Absolutely,
somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of always been my personal philosophy buying cars. Get the nicest car you can for your budget, and sometimes that's buying at the bottom of the depreciation curve. The first couple of years, a car is going to lose value, but once you get past that, is really a lot of value for the money in a used car.
Well, back to, you better figure out what you're doing with this car stuff. Find somebody you can trust.
Sure.
I've got a bunch of reviews you find. Tell me, that's you up there. Is that true?
Yeah, a couple of these are. So some of these are our reconditioning and detailing customers.
Okay.
So that we've cleaned and made their car look like new. Some of these are our purchasing customers who've bought cars from it, and then some are both because some of them will come back
Gotcha.
to get the car cleaned because we did such a good job on it.
Well, that's good stuff. Well, let's give a shout out here, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle, and your little castle, you may have a nice car that you may have gotten from the Daily Driver Classic Motors. So with that, we're going to put up on the wall. I've got your Facebook page over here and a great looking website here we're going to put behind us. I'll move that over here. But how cool is that? So you're serious about this. I can tell when you get a website looking like that, you are not playing around. You've been doing this for a while. So let's do it right.
That's right. Yeah, most of our car sales come from our web presence. I mean, it's 2026, man. That's where people buy everything. So we put a ton of photos on our website. We try to get a video of every car. We end up selling a lot of cars sometimes out of state, even out of the country. So like just this week, we've shipped cars to Massachusetts, Oklahoma, and it's because we've got a killer spread on the website. They feel confident in what they're seeing, and we can get it shipped to them.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick preview here. A lot of times we go over this towards the end of the show, I think we're going to have Brandon stick around here for 2 shows. He's really got lots of information here. But cars for sale, take a pick here. I just happened to pick when I was first here looking. What was I on?
So you can hit all
Coupe?
cars, or you can hit coupe.
I was looking at something. I thought it was a
I think you hit hatchback earlier.
hatchback, and I was like, oh yeah, Corvettes are hatchbacks.
Some of those vintage vets, yeah. So those Corvettes from the '90s and even a little later, we've done a ton of those. There's some sporty stuff, little Focus ST, but it's really bang for the buck value stuff. I mean, those sporty cars you saw, those are all
Wow, you look at this.
less than
You get an Acura for $7,000.
Yeah, a lot of value there. We do a lot of Honda, Acura, kind of the well-known as being a reliable, stout machine.
Yeah, so Honda's known for they drive forever, don't they?
I've had a million of them, all shapes and sizes.
And you know how to help people. You know how to pick them, I guess, is the best way to.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah, finding the right car, and then the reconditioning you do thereafter to deliver it to someone in a great condition that they can be proud of. An older machine, but in very good shape.
Well, give me a little bit more about that path that led you here. 14 years in the industry. That means a number of years working for different people. How did that start, and where did you end up here? Why did you end up here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started young in the industry, about 20 years old, working at a classic car dealership here in town.
Okay.
Worked there for many years. Did a couple little things in between, but went right back to the classic car industry at a different local dealership. So kind of split the last, decade or more doing that. In the meantime, got married to Courtney.
Okay.
She's always been in the business world, sales and business, and she was the one that pushed me over the edge to say, let's team up and let's create our own dealership here. And that's when the Daily Driver was created 2 years ago.
There you have it, man. The impetus between those strong partners we find, and we met Courtney. She was in initially. We're going to have her on the show. You got a new baby, Eddie,
do.
And he's 14 months old, and he was having a little fun. So she said, "I'll take him out for a break out there. Maybe she can join us for the second show." But
sure, absolutely.
We'll certainly say hi to her. But you and her have now teamed up, and the two of you run the whole thing.
Right. Yes. So we're both owners and founders. We handle the day-to-day. She helps with a lot of the business relationships. Banks, financial institutions, I mean, you name it, the utility bills, I mean, everything. And then I focus more on the cars, the buying, the reconditioning, and then we both work together on sales. And then we're starting to grow a staff. So we have a full-time detailer, and then we have a part-time helper now. So we hope to add to that by the end of the year.
There you go. So I was going to tell me about the team. How are the roles split up a little bit amongst you and Courtney? You mentioned
Sure.
that. And then you've hired. Why have you decided to hire people? And you're saying a detailer. Who's the helper? What's he do?
Right. Yeah. So Courtney's always been a salesperson. So
Really?
although she didn't come from the car world to then be in the dealership setting, it just like clicked immediately. She has a blast with the customers. She has a blast doing the sales. And then, like I mentioned, she handles kind of the more businessy side of things as well. You know, you got to have a bank, you got to have an attorney, an accountant, all of those kind of more boring and very important tasks.
Right.
So she handles a lot in addition to Eddie, our 14-month-old. And then I'll handle, you know, we've got to obtain these cars somehow. So the buying, sometimes we're working with clients selling their car, so consignments, and then getting them ready for the market and, you know, post it online.
Well, it sounds like you've got a heck of a process there. And I'd say if something that you bring to the table is somebody who's really been a connoisseur, is that fair to say, of cars? Somebody's done it for as long as you have, for as young as you started off.
Yeah.
You really bring an advantage to people because you're going to know much more of the detail, the ins and outs, the critical features and benefits of certain models versus others, and really can help somebody best fit into the car that they need for the best value. Is that fair to say?
I sure hope so. You know, it kind of it started as a necessity, you know, picking out a car as a young person with a very tight budget. I had to learn in order to get something going. Learned how to fix that up for myself so I could be proud of what I was piloting down the road. And then, yeah, got right into the industry. Courtney and I, we met at a car wash because we both kind of had a thing for cars.
Okay.
And so at a young age, we were in high school, we started working at the car wash. That's how we met. We didn't get married until many years later, but we just always been drawn to these things. So it's just second nature to us at this point.
Well, it's great to have a partner that's so supportive too. Tell me, what's your passion for this that ultimately makes you, I mean, is this something, as it started off as a kid and developed and then you got into it and started working in it, or where did this all come from? What's your passion to make you enjoy doing this every day?
Yeah, great question. I think it started right around the driving age, maybe a little before, 14, 15. That's when you kind of start thinking about yourself behind the wheel. And yeah, I mean, really came down to, like I mentioned, kind of necessity, picking out that first set of wheels with a very tight budget. Picked a good one and then just never stopped. Whether it was cars, motorcycles, anything with an engine and wheels, we've just been all over it ever since.
That's what we like to hear, and it's reflected in your reviews. I'm going to go back to the reviews. I'm going to put those back up for here on wall number 1, and I just did a Google search, and you can see here, look at that, 34 reviews at 4.5. It's tough to get anything over a 4 in the auto industry. You look around,
That's
you
true.
see a lot of 3s and 3s and low 4s and some 2s maybe, but wow, I had a great experience. I came across, I'll put this here, I'll press the button for everybody can see and read along with me, the car on many places. I do not live in Missouri, so I gave them a call and spoke with Brendan. He reassured me that it was in good condition, so I drove back out to get it with my son. Brendan was not there, but Courtney and Chris were there. They were both there were great to work with and answered any questions I had. In almost 5 months since I purchased the car still running great, and even made a trip to Florida. Thanks you, Brendan, Courtney, and Chris. So is that Chris is your helper too?
Yeah, full-time detailer. He's an
detailer.
expert. He's been doing it longer than we have, and he's a huge asset. Makes the cars look beautiful, and can do that for outside customers as well. We do detailing for outside customers, not just our own vehicles.
Somebody wants to bring their car to you.
Absolutely. Yep.
So where are you located? It says 5423. Is that right?
Yeah. So the first of the year, we moved into a great new facility for us. A huge new building on the hill. So right off Highway 44, you can access from either Hampton or Kings Highway, and right there off the highway. And we love it there. We've got a huge indoor showroom, a big shop, indoor workspace, and a large outdoor lot, and we're loving it.
Well, I'm going to give everybody a little bit of a tour of the website too, and I imagine you got some of that out there too. Let's take a quick browse here, but a lot of great inventory. And right there, you take a lot of your photos yourself right there on the spot?
We do, yeah. So there's, right in the middle, you can see some of like the classic stuff we have at the moment. We do our own photography. We take great pride in that. Yeah, we have a lot of fun doing it. I mean, you got to love these things to be around them as many hours as we are, and we do. So we enjoy it.
Well, as they say, if you follow what you love, you never work a day in your life. And it sounds like you've really kind of figured it out here and put together. Boy, man, talk about a great-looking website. Good job on that. So many people I have to tell them, okay, the website can use a little work.
Thank you. Appreciate
tons
that.
of web development. The first website I ever did was for Anheuser-Busch back in 1998.
Oh my gosh.
Word front page from Microsoft.
Yeah.
And before that, we're using NavaPress, which was, I don't even know who made that, but that was going way back. Well, great information there. We're going to jump into some fun that we've had in the community. And tell me, though, what of all the fun you get to partake, what are some, do you enjoy going to Cardinal games? What is kind of your enjoyment for things you do for fun around the St. Louis area?
Yeah, we're city people. We live in the city. Our dealership's there on the hill, so we love stuff like Forest Park. We take advantage of all the time. I mean, with the little one, we get the zoo and the museums and stuff, and then we love just getting outside, camping in the area or whatever. But yeah, Forest Park's always a blast.
There we go. Well, with that, here, check out some of our fun in the community. Stay tuned, everybody.
Featuring Kansas City versus St. Louis. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighing in at 160 pounds. Representing Kansas City Guns and Hoses and the Platte County, Missouri Sheriff's Office. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hannah Blacklock. And her opponent fighting tonight out of the blue corner.
I like Francis here better.
At 5 feet 7 inches tall, she weighed in at 159 pounds. And she represents St. Louis Guns and Hoses and the Belleville Police Department. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Angelina Free.
You don't want to pick a fight with these girls.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com. And if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds. And you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show. And there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. Well, with that, you get to see there is a lot that we get to partake. The Guns and Hoses is always a classic. They give me some great seats down there to promote those guys. Those are the guys that saved my life years ago. So I always give a tribute to those in our community. And lots of other fun we get to do. You get that. My buddy Paul said, you got to put a clip out there explaining why you do this, because a lot of people don't realize the motive you have behind helping the community and what you're trying to do to highlight those leaders who just, they don't have $30 million budgets or $10 million or even $3,000 a week or anything like that. It's just small business owners we can help. So that's why we bring in the experts here. So let's do a little quick cost analysis. Brendan, if you would, tell me, there's obviously a lot that can be saved by somebody if they can find somebody they can trust. And I just tell you, your personality, you just come across as a guy who's like, this guy's going to shoot me straight. Which is not what the industry is known for. But he got some guy who doesn't even really appreciate or understand. He just wants to make a sale. You're somebody who's spent a lot of time really digging into this and spent many years really for the love of cars. Tell me though, give me that cost analysis. What does somebody stand to save by going through you versus buying a used car somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple, dollars and cents. I mean I think the average new car nowadays is 40 grand or so. I mean they're very expensive. And most of our used cars are less than $20,000. So I mean just right there's some massive savings. And we hope that the product we're offering is not a whole lot less than that new car, really,
Right.
We understand there's going to be a deviation in brand new versus used, but the deviation in price to us is not worth it anymore.
Yeah. By what the virtue of, you're in it for the long haul. Taking advantage of people is not ever a good policy. Small independent shop like yourself.
Yeah.
Every sale you depend on somebody who's referring somebody who's giving a good word of mouth.
Absolutely.
And that's why we want to highlight you, give you some. Well, then give me what are the real reasons that what really sets you apart? Why should somebody choose you when they're buying their used car? They want to save a few bucks. They're afraid of getting that new car because of the high overhead and cost and the equity you lose right off the bat. Tell me what you bring to the table that separates you.
Sure. I think a lot of people might have kind of like the idea of shopping for a budget car, but they don't have that trusted individual, dad or uncle who is going to look over their shoulder and make sure they end up in the right ride. Use our expertise, both me and people that work with me. We've been doing this a very long time. So let us kind of suss it out for you. And yeah, absolutely, we're in it for the long haul. I sold a car to my father-in-law just the other day, and you better believe we're going to put him in something good. So yeah, we're here to take care of people, and we enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and obviously the history and the background is just what people are saying about you online. If you do a Google search, AI will give a report too, and that's kind of where we pulled off some of that, and it referred to his reviews, which are outstanding. But you, as far as certifications and licenses go, you are an actual dealer. You had to get a dealer's license to do this.
Yep, there's a whole process you go through to be a licensed Missouri car dealer. Went through that about 2 years ago, and have all the requirements needed to do that. So it just means what we're selling you is going to be a turnkey product. Basically, the cars we sell are inspected for Missouri, safe for the road. And we'll put our name on that, so. Well
said, and that's important. That's why we want to find the leaders in our community that are taking care of others. What are some of the benefits you think you're a very small shop, you and a couple of other helpers, one other full-time person, your wife, but what do you think it is? Obviously, there's very close attention to detail.
Sure.
And like I said, your job is on the line every time you talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
What do you bring to the table by being a small business owner?
Right. I mean, I think a lot of times, people want to go straight to the source, and at big dealerships, that's very tough because there's a lot of layers. What I mean, the source is who found this car, where did it come from, why did they pick it out? And I'll just answer all those questions. I'll tell you where I bought the car, why, what stood out to me of why it was a good used car, kind of go through the process I use to weed out, and that ends up making people feel very at ease. But plus, you get to hang out with my beautiful wife and our 14-month-old. He's a lot of fun, so it's a fun environment as well.
There you have it, everybody. That's what we like to see: good community, family-based business. That's obviously the lifeblood put food on the table. So they're going to do the job the right way, and make sure that you're taken care of. Give me what's the biggest mistake you see the average new car or purchaser it's a new car for them. Most likely from you, it's obviously a used car.
Sure.
They know they can save a lot of money.
Right.
But what are they? Or a classic car.
Right.
What's the biggest mistake? Give me an answer for both of those.
Yeah, I mean, what we've encountered in recent years, often, we see people come in regretting a large ticket new purchase, and they come to us a year or two later, really feeling the pain of those payments they're hitting every month, and then they want to get rid of that car and just buy a car cash from us, something that they can hop in for $10,000 and drive down the road, get rid of that payment looming over them. So to me, it's just overpaying and getting into a big loan, and a lot of times we can avoid that.
Yeah, well, how often do people want to jump into, like I say, and I just, everybody's situation is different, but I'd say probably 80-90% of the population, they can't afford, they don't want to get into a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car payment,
Right.
especially when they've got family and kids and a
Of
house
course.
payment and school and everything else that goes into it. You can help somebody. You got cars now, what's the absolute cheapest car you've got, least expensive?
I mean, we can put you on the road for about $6,000.
Okay.
And that might be a small little hatchback, but we've got family cars starting at $7,000, $8,000 for a 8-seater, leather seat and sunroof, heated seats, family car, nice ride.
Look at the interest you'll pay on some of these cars, everybody. You will pay more than that in interest for many of the cars. I was just looking,
Yeah.
I was doing a refinance thing, taking it from a 8% to a 5%, and it was saving me like $7,000 in interest. You can get a car for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but it'd be nice just to have an extra car. Hey, if you're looking for any kind of car, we've got an expert here. Brendan really knows what he's talking about and has been doing this for a long time. With that, I'm going to jump back over to your website. You've got a lot of great information there. This is an impressive website, and I like I said, I see lots of websites out there. But right back here to the homepage, and we talked a little bit about the cars for sale, and you can see all the different options. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom here. Pickup trucks. Pickup trucks are popular these days. You got another
couple
category
trucks here and there. Yeah, there's some old ones on there, a couple classics.
Nice. Yeah, I sold it there to 97, okay. 82, 95, but a 2022, 19, and 89. All right, yeah, you've got a wide range here. Another big piece for this is financing. And right there, you've got the loan calculator. This is where I'm talking about that interest. This will probably help you calculate that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got that set up in-house now. So for those that do want to finance a purchase, we've got it available. So
And they can put it right there, and then they can actually apply for the
apply
financing.
online, comes to us on the other side. We'll give you a call with your approval on the other end, and yeah, it works really well.
Well, it looks like you really have a well-designed system here that can really help a lot of people. And it's good to see that you've got all the pieces in place. So many businesses these days, it's hard to keep up with everything. Stay tuned for more, everybody. You've been watching the Your Little Castle Show. We're going to have Brendan stick around for another half an hour.